first time that a major party has nominated a woman for president. After all, when there are no ceilings, the sky's the limit.
Yes, the world is watching what we do. Yes, America's destiny is ours to choose. So let's be stronger together, my fellow Americans. Let's look to the future with courage and confidence.
Let's build a better tomorrow for our beloved children and our beloved
country. And when we do, America will be greater than ever.
Into the first galactic empire for safe and secure society.
So this is how liberty dies. With thunderous applause.
Okay, today we're going to talk about the Democratic Convention, and we're going to try to keep our composure because we're going to be blunt and honest, just simple to the point. It was pretty bad to watch.
It was a circus. To put things into perspective, this is our third take on trying this.
Yes, we're trying to keep our composure, and we keep failing because it was that bad.
Yeah.
It was that fake. It was... I mean, look, okay.
We have a bias here.
Listen, this is a conservative show. We have a conservative bias. But dang on, could you get any more fake than that? I mean, it starts off with a big bang with with Bernie Sanders getting screwed over by the actual convention themselves, the higher ups in it.
Yeah. Debbie Wasserman Schultz had to step down from the DNC chair on the eve of the convention.
Yeah, and it's remarkable because everybody thought it would be the other convention. The Republicans would find a way to screw Trump out of the nomination, but ironically, it was the Democrats who were able to fulfill it. I mean, you read these emails. You don't have to have a big imagination to know what was going on.
Yeah, and these imaginations run contrary to the Democrat platform and actually sound a lot like what they accuse Republicans of being.
Yeah.
Misogynist and racist and...
Yeah, what was some of the...
bigoted. They had actually had a strategy in Kentucky and other states to brand Bernie as a Jew in order to get anti-Semite votes for Hillary.
Yeah, I think they were saying that was one of the strategies, and they were like, does he even believe in a God? You know, they were making fun of him because of that. I don't think that shouldn't be a major thing if you're...
No, and this isn't coming from interns.
Yeah.
These are sitting members of on the DNC board. And bear in mind, Debbie Wasserman Schultz is the only one to step down.
Yeah. She took the fall, and she knew what she was doing.
Yeah, so all these corrupt people, other than her, are still on the board.
And I think also, correct me if I'm wrong, there was also emails talking about the taco vote. Like, what was...
Yeah,
it's not exactly worded just like that, but basically implying the Hispanic vote.
Yeah, they talked about the Hispanic vote. They I think they even said the vaginal vote for women's vote.
Yeah, I mean, like
I don't even talk that way in private. Like,
yeah, this is
much like I could not imagine sending that on a natural business email.
Yeah, this is not their. Oh, no jokes here. This is not their. I know they have a problem with emails. Democrat. It seems like to be the bane of them is emails, but this is not their private emails. This is not them talking amongst them. This isn't
Hillary Clinton's private server in the bathroom.
Yeah.
This is Democrat National Convention, National Committee.
Their email.
Their email
server.
Correspondence between the National Committee about how to handle getting Hillary elected.
Exactly, and that's what it's supposed to be for. And in this, you think they would be more careful, especially this day and age, when WikiLeaks will find anything and unleash a bomb of info on you.
Yeah.
It's just like you are not safe anymore. I mean, it's just you can't be slimy and sneaky like you used to be.
Now, and you see, this is why I think it is inherently the Democrat Party's problem. I could be wrong, but I just get the feeling that the RNC emails would be a lot more professional, cordial, less personal, less slimy language.
Definitely.
I mean, it's just I could be wrong. They may talk like that in private, but the bottom line is like those aren't private emails. Those are to put it in a different term. This is a lot of these people. This is their job.
Yeah.
So in a sense, this is business emails sounding like this.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, I do emails for work all the time, and it's always strictly professional.
Yeah, keep it strictly business. Like I'm working and I'm in school. When I email teachers, you can't just be like, hey, did you watch this movie or so? So you have to talk strictly, about your class. You can't be bringing stuff off topic there.
And if you do, you're going to do so in a polite, cordial way, not in a way of talking about how to get the taco bowl vote.
Yeah, I mean, you think if a school was that, they were able to do that. You think of something a bit higher on the government scale. I mean, especially the DNC, they could potentially nominate the leader of our country in the free world. Do you think they'd be better at that?
Yeah, it's actually kind of sad, because I'd get in a lot of trouble if I did that at work.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just
and yet it's not only tolerated there. It is the strategy there.
Yeah. And granted, there is people waking up. There is a lot, and let me say, I do not blame them at all for feeling this way and doing what they're doing. Like the Bernie supporters, a lot of these people, they've been supporting this man through money, through hours on the campaign trail. Calling up houses and getting
going
donations
door to door.
Yeah, and you do all that just to get it stolen, get it taken away from you.
Yeah, and there were plenty of cases where Bernie and Hillary, Bernie skunked Hillary in the numbers, but Hillary walked away with the same number of delegates.
Yeah, and even go back to way back. I think there was one state, they had a coin toss.
Yeah.
Like what is this?
I want to say that was Iowa.
Yeah, we'll look that up later, but it's like a coin toss? What is this, a board game? Like, what's going on here? Like, what next? Are they going to roll dice to see?
Brian, we've been mistaken this whole time. It's not DNC, it's D&D.
Yeah, it is. This is D&D. This is Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Democrats.
Dungeons and Democrats. and nothing beats Hillary, the high witch overlord, supreme sorceress of doom.
She's got a 36-sided die starting at 36.
She's level 99. She can't be beaten. She's incorruptible, supposedly.
Nerd talk here, but seriously, it's super corrupt.
Yeah, and it's people waking up, and it's remarkable to see that some are, and people. They're actually, I've watched some of the footage of the DNC. People are booing. They're breaking. It's funny because they have a fence and wall and stuff to try to keep them out, and they're breaking through it.
Talking about Trump being racist with a fence, and they have 2 layers of fencing.
Yeah, and they're busting through it. Because I don't condone violence. I don't want anybody getting hurt over this, but I do support them protesting. I support them if they do it in the right way.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of people think that you heard about them chanting USA at the convention. A lot of people think that some Hillary supporters were instructed to do so if Bernie supporters started booing.
Yeah.
So it may have been an attempt to drown out any noise with fake patriotism.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe they also did some editing to edit it out. It's not beyond,
It's not beyond the media to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially since Politico in particular was found in these emails to submit stories for approval
to
the DNC.
Yeah.
And the DNC could request questions and interviews. How stupid is this?
Yeah, something is going on there. And we could be talking about this all day. There's so many things we could pull up here, but it's just...
Those emails are a data mine of corruption, and that alone should take your vote away from Hillary Clinton. I don't care if you don't like Trump, give it to Gary Johnson. But you can't in good consciousness vote for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, like some people, it just seems like they're in denial or something. It's just I can't explain it. I just can't.
She has them fooled, and I don't understand why. She's not charismatic. She was in this convention. You had Bernie Sanders, you had Elizabeth Warren, you had Barack Obama, you had Joe Biden, all giving speeches, and then you had Hillary's speech.
Yeah.
It's like there's an obvious skill gap between them as orators.
Yes, I mean, like I said at the beginning, like I say a lot, this is a conservative show. We have a conservative bias. But my God, at least Obama sounds convincing sometimes. At least he'll say something like, you know what? He's making a good point there.
Yeah, and look, the problem is too, like, Bernie Sanders, for example, is not a fantastic orator. He sounds like he has a lollipop in his mouth while he's speaking, and yet he manages to deliver a speech with greater gravity than Hillary Clinton and her Nazgul shrieking that she does on stage. Yeah, it's awful, honestly, and it sounds like her lungs are about to collapse every time she talks.
Yeah, it's just so fake, so fabricated. It just doesn't. I don't know how to describe. She's like, "Oh, are you guys excited for me to be the president?" It's just like, what is this?
It's nails on a chalkboard. She is a better behind-the-scenes politician than she is an on-stage politician.
It just seems like if my ears could vomit, they would.
That's why she doesn't have press conferences very much. That's why she doesn't have many interviews. That's why. I mean, apart from the convention, when's the last time you saw Hillary?
It's been very rare, and she's very selective who gets to interview her.
Which is like some stupid elitist princess crap, like.
Yeah, and they pan her up to her too.
Say what you will about Trump, but he goes everywhere.
Yeah, he'll go on any station.
And even if he knows them to be hostile to him.
Yeah, and we'll call out Trump for dumb things he says too. But I mean, we're not complete denial about that. But it seems like people who support Hillary, she's like some supreme being, saint. Like she's like supreme saint. It's just.
Well, it can't be saint. Most of those guys are. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. I shouldn't go there.
Yeah, I was trying to say saint, but she is not saint. It's just like I don't know. I don't know what this woman thinks before she goes to bed. I don't know if she thinks she's full of crap or if she's done it long enough she's starting to believe it.
I don't know. She doesn't. Like, Barack Obama, when he speaks, sounds like he thinks he's genuinely doing the right thing for his country.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton, it sounds like she's just looking for a good job.
Yeah.
A position of power.
It just seems like she'll say whatever she can to get elected. This simple as that.
She became pro-gay marriage when it became convenient to be pro-gay marriage. She became, she becomes whatever is convenient at the time. And in this case, she became patriotic when it was convenient to become patriotic. When's the last time you've seen a DNC event be patriotic?
I know, it's just, they're grabbing at everything now. They got everybody up there. They got, the victims of, or supposed victims of
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter.
And don't get me wrong, you lose your child, you lose your child. It's no fun at all, but
it's
the
like
lies around this stuff.
Yeah, and then they had the actual police who people who were family of police officers who lost their lives, and people were like yelling and shouting boo and Black Lives Matter and whatnot, and it's just like, what is going on here?
Well, that's the DNC for you. That's the Democrat base.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, this election shows a lot about the Democrat base. It's a lot harder left than Hillary.
Yeah.
Which is sad because Hillary's pretty hard left.
Yeah, and I think they had like a transgender person up there. They had a Muslim American, I think his son or he did serve into Iraq or something like that.
They do all this identity stuff to try and get various voting blocks on board.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, it's really kind of an insult to people's intelligence. Because, like, if Mitt Romney said something one time that just kind of stuck with me, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he was talking about women's rights issues, and he was like, you think women are just all about contraception?
Yeah, it kind of...
They need jobs, too. They need to talk about the economy, too. it's a form of bigotry to pigeonhole people into single issues, and the DNC does that on a regular basis.
Yeah.
You can see it's a part of their strategy.
They make them seem like a rare and endangered species that needs to be protected
Yeah.
by some wildlife organization. It just belittles them and takes away responsibility from them.
Right. And they force people to adopt issues based on their identity and not based on the fact that, like talking about economy, for example, talking about economic issues should appeal to everyone.
Yeah.
Equally,
Definitely.
but it doesn't. And part of the reason is because, you want to talk about hard times, you want to talk about poverty with minorities and stuff. They need jobs too. Women need jobs too. Women need to be paid too. Minorities need to be paid too. But instead, they talk about issues that are less likely to happen.
Yeah.
You're pigeonholing entire races of people by talking about illegal immigration.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like, okay, so if illegal immigration, if we talk about that and it's somehow racist, a lot of the times the people being most affected by illegal immigration are people who immigrated here legally.
Yeah, sometimes they get skipped in line. Sometimes they have to spend a lot of money, or they just have to wait a couple of years.
Or competing for jobs that
Yeah.
somebody else is getting because they cheated.
Yeah, and it's not fair to them.
No.
Or especially when we talk about certain radical ideologies. Like right now, the biggest thing is ISIS. They try to miscue it and be like, oh, it's all the Muslims. We need to get all of them. No.
Nobody's saying that, and furthermore, the main victim of radical Islam are peaceful Muslims.
Yes, they're the ones most at threat with the current issue going on right now. They're the most in danger.
Yeah.
And it's not, it's an ideology. It's not a race.
Yeah. Exactly, and I'm glad we have these emails to look at to see that they do look at people like that as voting blocks to be won on shallow issues.
Yeah, they're just duping people. It just really shows it. I mean,
it's sick, really.
It just, like I said earlier, it just seems so fake. It seems so manufactured. It just seems so fabricated. It didn't seem genuine at all to me.
No. And it's funny because, you can tell a lot about what a party believes by what they spend time talking about.
Yeah.
And the Democrat Party spent a lot of time talking about saying they want unity and stuff like that, saying they want to work together and stuff like that, but in the same breath, propping up people like Black Lives Matter to support division. That they say one thing and do another, At least say what you will about Trump and his convention. Each day had a theme. Make America safe again. Make America work again. They were focused on what policies are going to work to get us going again. The Democrat convention was about how you have a stake at being pissed at people.
Yeah, and it's not going to get you're not going to get a solution like that at all.
No.
Never. It's just going to continually go on until that's what they need. They need that, though. If they didn't have those issues, that people would not be looking for them to vote. Vote them in office.
Yeah. Well, take. We've said it a million times. Take these big liberal cities like Chicago, where liberals have been in power for ages. How are your lives any better?
Yeah, absolutely. Great example.
How are your lives any better? You've been voting for these people for decades. They haven't improved your situation. And quite frankly, if they did improve your situation, they'd lose your vote.
Yeah.
Not because because the fact of the matter is, if you pull people out of poverty, they start to understand their economic situation. They start to really grasp the issues better. And when you pull people out of poverty, guess what? They tend to start leaning a little bit to the right and realizing that they have their own individual power and not just the government teat to suck off of.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
And if they raise minorities out of that position, they can't have them anymore.
Yeah, it's like, why would they need to go vote for them again if they're already out of that situation and they don't need to be voting on those issues?
Right. They stand better chance of prolonging these issues, making them worse, inflaming them, and pretending like the Republicans are the ones doing it.
So yeah, that's pretty much their strategy. So, anyways, any final thoughts on it?
Just that, like you said, it just seems super fake. I mean, You can't trust these people as far as you can throw them, and some of them are pretty big. You can't throw them very far.
Yeah. It's perfect. Perfect. Like, I couldn't say anything better myself. It's just, I can't speak elegantly about it. It's just, it was that bad for me. That's how I perceived it. All right, it just seemed so fake. I'm just being very blunt here. I'm listening to it mostly, and I was surprised it did not wreck my car listening to it on the radio. It was just that bad. I was questioning everything being said. It was not convincing at all.
No.
At all. And like we said 1,000 times in this video, we have a conservative bias, okay? But we'll admit when somebody's convincing and they're striking a chord. Like Obama in 2008, he was really good at that. But that's gone now. It's not affecting me at all.
Yeah. Well, once somebody lies to you enough, you see through it.
But definitely, that's how it is.
And so we saw through it, because they lied a lot.
Definitely.